That's
No
not
one talks
allowed.
over it.
My mic wasn't on, so I don't think I was
Okay,
talking
all right,
over
fair
it
enough.
anyway.
A good week for Bike Maine? That's
Yes.
a question for you.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for Friday, but like literally, I keep saying I'm going to do the research on this, and I don't. How many rainy Fridays have we had? Because I remember those.
Let's see. We've had pizza how many times now?
Well,
on
that's-
Friday. I'm just
The
kidding.
pizza
that
has
mean it's
been
raining?
just. Don't get me started on that.
No complaints though. It's great.
No. Nice today, though.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice. It was low 80s, some sun. It just felt summery. We need to just do that a little bit more often, I think. And the next couple of days aren't quite as warm as today, but I think you're still going to like them because we're going to have a lot of sun. We went in and out of the clouds today, started off a little bit socked in along the coastline, and then broke out. Now there's a few more clouds kicking around with a front that's just about moving offshore right now. So far, it's been kind of a dud as far as what it's produced for showers, but you can see at the very end here, right when it got to the coastline, it produced a quick shower in the Rockland area and a few down to the south of Portland as well. So there's a few of them around there. I think a lot of us are going to be dry, though, most of us, through the rest of this afternoon into this evening. 82 in Wiscasset, 81 in Bangor, 81 in Lewiston, and only in the 60s in a lot of spots in the mountains, so different air mass already in place there. Portsmouth, 85, it's on the warm side for this summer. So that front moves offshore. We're cloudy through tonight. That helps stabilize temperatures, keeps us generally in the 60s a lot of the night, briefly dropping down to the 50s by tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow's a nice day. There's a lot of sunshine right from the get-go. Dew points are lower, you'll notice that. Otherwise, it's just a pleasant, kind of a hybrid day. It's not quite fallish, but not quite summer either. In the mid upper 70s in a lot of spots by tomorrow afternoon. And then we are a bit cool tomorrow night, just so you know. Most everyone will get down into the 40s. Some areas you can see are in the low 40s, bordering near the 30s there on Wednesday morning, 5, 6 in the morning. And then we recover into the 70s by Wednesday afternoon, but it is cooler, and I think this day feels a bit more of like fall. 60s in the mountains all day. Even the coast could struggle to get above 73 degrees or so, but it's still nice and bright, so I think that all feels fine. And then Thursday we start with sun. We do cloud up in the afternoon, and it rains Friday. We've established that. That's the thing it does on Friday. So the question is whether or not we can get this front out of here in time for the weekend. And we've said this so many times this summer. And as usual, the European model is less progressive with it. It keeps the low back a little bit. There's a trailing trough, and so it's wetter on Saturday. The GFS American model is more progressive. See how all that rain is offshore and there's just a couple of sprinkles in the mountains. And so although I love the Euro, especially in the winter, you're talking mid-range forecast or something, the GFS has just been smoking the Euro this year in this particular situation. So I'm tending to lean towards more progressive, which gives us a shower Saturday morning and then clears us out for the rest of the day. One thing all guidance agrees on is we are on the cooler side of things all the way through the end of the month. Doesn't mean we won't have some 80s here and there, but generally. And days like Friday hurt you, right? I mean, you're in the 60s for a high because it's raining. So that's obviously quite cool. And then I've got that morning shower on Saturday, clearing out on Saturday afternoon. Looks good on Sunday either way. It's just going to be a question of how much of Saturday do we have showers. And I think that'll determine the tone of the weekend in general. But before we get there, tomorrow, Wednesday, most of Thursday, good.
Yeah, overall antsy and the comfy icons
Yes.
at the bottom, that is some good news.
Very low humidity, yeah.
We'll take it.